So now it is that your girl's recording. Let's go ahead. Let's jump into this next damn reaction, shall we? Tommy NFG, you have been cooking, my guy. You really have been. I don't know why it is. Hold on. I'm not subscribed. Shame on me. You've been cooking with a lot of these videos as lately. You've been putting out that fire. The Lies of TV High School. Curious to see what it is you got to say. So without further ado, y'all, let's get into this next damn reaction, shall we?
High school is one of the most unique and memorable times of your life. If you're on the lucky side, you end up with a sane mind, not scarred from any experiences.
Honestly, now it is like, you know what I'm saying? I'm at the age it is that I'm at. High school is not the most pivotal time. It's really college. It's really college. Oh my God. Like, high school is cool and you have some great memories, but it's when it is like you go to college where it's just like, oh, adulting comes into play. You know what I mean? Of like you're experiencing like real things. So high school's cool. I can't be mad at my high school experience.
Graduating and get to go to the school of your dreams. If you're not so lucky, well, there's a lot of outcomes. You end up as a just put the fries in the bag guy. You end up with 3 kids with someone you pinky promised in the 9th grade that you would love for life, and now you're fighting over custody of who gets to keep the kids. It sounds crazy, but I've seen it happen. But something I've been thinking of as it hits 3 years for next year since I graduated is how wrong of a dream I was sold into when I was younger. When you're in elementary school and middle school, man oh man, is that ambition of high school at its peak. And I gotta blame all the TV, Disney Channel, Nickelodeon shows that led me up to those moments. I feel like every kid's introduction to the fantasy high school experience was High School Musical. I remember when I was younger seeing it and thinking, wow, all high school is just dancing on tables and having some cool drama with your friends?
Only imagine, the only to think it is that High School Musical, when it came out, I was in high school when this happened. So imagine it is like, oh, high school's not like this, you know, like that type of thing.
Awesome! I really thought as soon as I entered the facility, we was gonna start dancing on the spot. I never took a dance class, but I thought I would just learn automatically by walking into school. Like, I want to understand the reason why there was so much dancing in high school shows. Nowadays, the shows are more drama focused and I don't see it happen a lot. But before, they were finding reasons to start breakdancing randomly. Oh man, stage 4 brain cancer isn't for the weak. I probably won't even make it to graduation. Don't worry, Billy. As you know what we always say, if you have cancer today, call us dancers to save the day. Ain't no one had that type of energy at 7 a.m. in the morning. Like, were y'all up till 6 just practicing the routine before you got in the school? Or did everyone perfectly naturally align to do the exact same dances at the exact same time? Ugh, Tommy, it's just a show. Shut up and answer the question. It's also funny looking back at the shows because you could tell when they couldn't find someone young to play the role. The victorious ones were the most hilarious because it would be so obvious it wasn't a teenager. Like, they don't.
I mean, that's like most shows though. If you think about it, most shows it is that's aimed for like kids are usually young adults. People it is who are, well, besides like all that and like, you know, the Amanda Show, that type of stuff within like the early, either like the late 90s, early 2000s, those are actually like people of teens and then getting into young adults. But now with these shows, it is the purest of adults playing these roles. All of the people within the High School Musical were an adult playing into these roles. So, you know, I thought being a teen was going to be a dream come true. I thought so as well. And then being in your teen years is like, it's very experimental and it's very humbling at the same time. Because everybody has a phase where it is like, you're trying to figure out what works. And a lot of times you're trying to fit in. You're trying to figure out like, what clothes it is that like is best for you, shoes, hair, the type of friends it is you want to be with, what type of clubs it is that you want to be with, what type of person it is you want to be described as. And of course it is within the yearbook, you have these like, oh, who's likely to be a star, who the funniest comedian, like all these different shits. And when I tell you it is the people that actually got those things and what it is they're doing today, yeah, that ain't it, bro. I actually wasn't even in any of those categories within my yearbook of when it is I graduated in 2010. But and this is what it is that I'm doing now. And the person is like, oh, the most famous girl. What is she doing right now? on her sixth pregnancy as we speak, bro. Shit's crazy.
Don't even hide it. Who is this grown ass with a full beard? He looks like he got a clock in the warehouse job in about 10 minutes. And do you notice anything about this scene? Only that somebody's mother got put in as the actor instead of them. Like, lady, this weak ass bow tie isn't making you look any younger. I refuse to believe they couldn't find someone at a younger age in Hollywood, the place of actors, to simply be a background character and mumble some words. They just felt lazy and didn't feel like paying them like they do to their writers. It's also weird to me how none of the characters get dress coded on anything. And oh boy, do they need some dress coding. Never mind Victorious. Euphoria is like Victorious, but if Dan Schneider could actually write his thoughts down. Who was letting these high schoolers walk around in these itty bitty fits without a word from the faculty? I remember in my high school getting dress coded for things like even having headphones too big. You walked around and they had a chance at calling you out for anything. The more older you get, the more you realize how weird it is that grown men probably in their 40s and 50s are setting up these scenes in this fictional high school scenario.
Oh, you mean Drake? You mean Drake? You mean Drake? Yeah.
Know who one of the directors of this story is, so it kind of makes sense. Like, at least in the older shows, it wouldn't be as overtly sexual with the characters. But now it's like the Hollywood writers don't even hide their predatorness. But back to Victorious. Another thing Victorious made me look forward to was lockers for some reason. They used to make lockers look like a necessity to your time in high school. People would have their in shows dripped out in anything. And especially in Victorious, like, how are they even getting these locker designs approved by the school? Somebody could have taped a gun to their locker as an aesthetic and the faculty probably wouldn't even care. I don't even remember the times I used my locker when I was in school. It could just be because my school was really ghetto and, you know, people just broke your locker at random times for fun. Like, okay, I'm not giving any criminal advice, YouTube, just to make sure.
Euphoria was definitely a great show, but I definitely used my locker. I used it. It's just a matter of trying to remember, like, you know, your combination. You know what I mean? Y'all have locker fines at the end of the year? What the fuck is a locker fine? What? I use my locker. A locker fine? That's interesting.
Sure, but a lot of the old lockers, you could really just use a credit card and swipe that and just open it. But regardless, the image they make of the locker experience is so big for no reason. In a show, I'll see them casually hanging out at their lockers the whole time just talking. Like, y'all don't got class? I wouldn't even have time to visit my locker in between my classes. How are y'all getting all this time? Time just slows down when they're at their lockers, I guess. One thing these shows do somewhat get right is the popular kids. Like, the popular kids tend to be the athletes and the sports players and the cheerleaders and whatnot. But what they don't talk about is the absolute downfall of these kids. At this point, we've all heard of peaking in high school, and it genuinely is one of the saddest things that can happen to you. Like, I'm glad I wasn't even close to the calibers of peaking, because after high school, seeing the downfall of kids that used to be at their top notch is just sad.
I agree. At high school, listen, at high school, I was a very skinty, nerdy girl, man. I still am, to be honest with you. But I was not the person it is that people thought that it was going to have a glow up, let alone to be doing this of content creation. You know, what a nerd. All right. Relax. Bro, I was the popular kid because I got kept half once and knew all the seniors when I was a junior. So instant regret. Damn, that's crazy. You know? But yeah, like a lot of the people within my hometown that was like peaking in high school was the it girl or the it guy, this and this. It ain't looking like that whatsoever. I wish it is in 2020 that I actually had my 10-year high school like anniversary. I wish it is that I had that, because just to see like how people had changed so much. And I'm just like, hey, listen, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Still out here, still body looking good, glow the fuck up. Ain't got no gang of kids. I'm chilling out here in these streets. You feel me? But yeah, to see the downfall of how people was from like high school to now, and especially it is like, you know, my generation is getting into the 30s, or if not already in it. Shit is kind of crazy.
You see in these shows is how cool and great the experience is for the popular kids. Their cool little petty dramas between their friend groups and stuff. All the great parties they went to and through, which is also a lie I was taught. I was thinking them parties was damn near gonna be at legendary levels, like celebrity parties. Not Diddy's, just want to clarify. And you probably end up thinking that in the moment, but in reality, it just ends up looking like the TikTok Riz party. Once these kids end up graduating and realize the whole world isn't in a single building, they can't take it anymore. I've seen dudes who were supposed to be star athletes end up at the warehouse job where they'll work the rest of their life. And that isn't a on 9 to 5s. There's nothing really wrong with that at first. That's a lot of people's first type of job anyways. But I mean, when you was boasting saying you were gonna be better than everyone and acting at a higher ego, I'ma laugh at you. It's always the star athletes who have the worst downfalls. I don't know why. I guess they lose.
And my high school was one of them. We had these star athletes in our division mess it up. Why? Because they wasn't going to class. They wasn't putting in the work. And I don't want to say the assistant principal's name because this woman still somehow works at my high school. I don't know how it is that she still manages to be there, but apparently it is. She was trading off a little bit of something, you know what I'm saying, to make sure it is that their grades are up to par. And then these colleges that was going ahead and giving these guys scholarships and sponsors and stuff like that. I mean, star athletes. They was really on their way of getting a full ride for college, and then come to find out that got taken away because they did not do the work it is that they needed to in high school, and they got caught. And what are these guys doing now? Still hoping and praying on that dream as if like it's gonna come back. And this is a true story. Like, if I'm lying, I'm flying. That really was something of like, that's humbling to see that, and you mess it up that bad of not doing your schoolwork, and you mess it up your whole entire college career. It's not worth it. I wish I had a teacher like that. No, you don't. You don't. There was a couple teachers and coaches that was like that. I'm not gonna say no names. I know exactly who it is that they are, but not my issue. Some of them still there.
Lose all ambition once they realize they're not making it to the league. And then we got the popular girls. It'll always be the girl that all the dudes wanted in school. After graduating a year later with 2 kids, ending up super fat and wanting to settle down right after that. Like, where's this side of the story, Victorious, Euphoria, Riverdale? Actually, I take that one back. Riverdale was never good. This TV you're telling us, it's a lie. Maybe try to help these kids by stopping the path they're heading to, because it's not gonna be fun for them. It's rare I've seen someone's high school popularity translate to college, because newsflash, is grown and no one cares. We got things to do. It's also funny in these shows how they treat certain positions in school like you need to get it or you failed at life. I don't know where the whole prom king and queen thing came from, treating it like if you got it you would become a part of the royal family. There's always some super big drama leading up to it for some reason in shows. Like everything builds up straight to the moment of the dance where everything's either gonna get solved or get worse. Straight up crashing out and doing anything to get prom king or queen. They would throw their friend off a bridge if it meant they had a higher chance of getting it. But in reality, no one really gave a f. Okay, let me not act like no one did care. Some people did, from my experience at least. But it was mostly the popular kids and their clique or whatever that really prioritized it. Everyone else just wanted to have fun with their friends. And after that day, not a single person even mentioned it. Were you supposed to be carried to royalty or something after? Got lives to live. And it's the same thing with the school council image. In shows, they'll make school councils seem like Supreme Court when it comes to decisions. They determine the new building plans, where the budget for funds go, how much the teachers get paid. When I was younger, I used to think they legit had the same power as the principal of the entire school the way it was portrayed. These kids were marketing themselves like they were running for government positions. In reality, the school council absolutely has no power. It's really a position they give to a student to make the students feel like they have some type of power. And most of the time, it'll just be the popular kids running to fuel their ego. I remember I had a friend who was in the school council and told me they couldn't even pick where the senior trip was gonna be. But I'm not gonna lie, some people definitely did go out their way to make it.
I was too drunk to care about prom king and queen. See, I had a little, you know what I'm saying? I'm Caribbean background. I had a little taste of alcohol, of course, but at prom, yeah, nah. I didn't have that luxury. I didn't have that luxury going ahead and doing that. And you know what I'm saying? And besides, like, you ain't supposed to be doing that anyway because it isn't, but the age is for that. So I'm not advocating for that whatsoever. But it is what it is. I still have fun at my prom, but the thing that gets me that I don't understand is that y'all take prom as if like y'all going to Met Gala now. Like the way how it is, I would look at like if I was to go to like Berlin's ball, or if I was to go out like if I was to really like stun out, y'all treat prom like that, and it's like, damn, we are in different times. We are in very, 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 very different times. But y'all be coming out with these like Mercedes like S class motherfucking like you got these Teslas, these foreign ass fucking cars. It is y'all taking pictures with. It's like whose parents allowed that to happen? Like who had the money to do this? Y'all budget something crazy.
Seemed more important than it actually was. I remember one girl told me she was really running to get experience because she wants to hold a political position in the future. And I guess she is holding some type of position every night because 4 years later and she's a stripper now. Weird path change of career. Maybe she'll be our president in 2040, who knows? Another lie I always see on these shows too is the high school sweetheart thing. I was definitely one of those kids growing up that thought as soon as I got in high school, I was gonna find my girl for life. We were gonna be showing off to all the school and end up with a picture perfect family 10 years later. That's how it is in the shows. It has to be like that. You always have that token couple that's been together the whole show's time. They have an argument and the mystery gang has to solve the argument. But then you slowly realize that every single relationship is complete bull. Like if you're in high school right now and sad because it seems like everyone is cuffed up together and you're not, I'm telling you right now that does not matter at all.
It's not gonna matter, bro. I hate to say it. I hate to say it. You may think it is gonna matter now because of the fact of like you're in school and stuff like that. But I promise you, the moment it is you guys graduate and y'all go off to college, that's just gonna end. And some people, and I'm not gonna be the negative person. Some people actually do make it through all trial and error and still be with each other, stuff like that. Um, I'm not gonna say what it is. My intrusive thoughts was about to kick in something crazy just there. But some people make it, and there's other ones. It's just like they break up. You know what I mean? But it's a part of life. It is what it is. It happens.
Image of love died as soon as I realized that all of it was a fabrication. High school relationships is the most immature and dumbest ever. It makes me glad I wasn't in one in high school because I know I would have done some cringy that I would still be cringing at today. And I realized this when I was already in school. Like I remember a couple broke up over someone following somebody else. I know one single couple from high school that's still together and that's it. And even if they are together until college, once they see a new set of people, it's GG's for the other person. Right then, it's just a competition of who's gonna break up first with the other one. It's like that meme of Andy throwing away Woody. Better they break up now than cheat on each other. A real relationship is when you actually have to take on adult responsibilities and balance it. So to wrap it up, all the shows that lied to me about this wonderful fantasy experience, you. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. As always, I love you guys consensually. And until next time, I'm out.
Hey. All my young bucks out there, you know what I mean, that either just had graduated high school, that's in high school. Listen, I'm telling you, the moment it is that you get out, you graduate, you move on, you're like, hey, listen, it's kind of cool to have moved on from it. And plus, you'll be of 18 and plus, so you really don't want to be hanging out in the school when there's like, you know what I'm saying? After that, it's cool to kind of like visit, but once it is you getting older, then it's just like, But Tommy NFG, shout outs to you. Thank you so much for the video. Shout outs to y'all in the chat. Shout outs to you at home. I will catch y'all in the next video.
Oh, chosen trickster.